Welcome to the hidden history of Hedy Lamarr. In The Blueprint and the Silver Screen, we explore the extraordinary paradox of a Hollywood icon. While the world celebrated the most beautiful woman of the silver screen, her private intellect was quietly engineering the future of wireless communication. Displayed here is U.S. Patent 2,292,387, a secret communication system utilizing frequency hopping to guide torpedoes. Co-invented with George Antheil, this wartime innovation became the invisible foundation of the 21st century digital infrastructure we rely on today. Lamarr's legacy proves that behind the glamour lay the mind of a visionary who helped architect our modern connected world. In this parallel timeline analysis, we explore the dual identity of Hedy Lamarr. On one track, we witness her cinematic evolution, from the notoriety of X-Station in 1933 to her peak commercial fame in 1949's Samson and Delilah. Simultaneously, we uncover her life in science, beginning with a 5-year-old child in Vienna reverse engineering a music box and progressing to a wartime inventor who secured patent 2,292,387 for a secret communication system. This breakthrough in frequency hopping eventually earned her the 1997 EFF Pioneer Award. Lamarr's legacy remains a centerpiece of the project, documenting the history of science, proving she was far more than a silver screen icon. She was a pioneer of the digital age. Witness the paradox of captivity as an education for Hedy Lamarr. This slide contrasts two distinct eras where she turned restriction into research. First, as the silent doll at munitions dinners from 1933 to 1937, she covertly absorbed top-secret data on radio-guided torpedoes before fleeing Austria with critical engineering intelligence. Then, within the gilded cage of the MGM studio system between 1938 and 1945, she escaped decorative typecasting by building a laboratory in her own trailer. Lamarr didn't just survive these prisons. She used her wealth and downtime to fund and fuel the engineering solutions that would eventually shape the digital age. In the Hollywood laboratory, we see Hedy Lamarr transcend the silver screen. Aviation giant Howard Hughes recognized her genius, granting her access to his own engineers to outfit her on-set laboratory. Ever the observer, Lamarr revolutionized aerodynamics. Noting the inefficiency of square wings, she drew inspiration from the physiology of birds and fish to sketch the sleek, swept wing. Her inventive spirit reached further, producing designs for improved traffic lights and dissolvable soda tablets for wartime soldiers. Though not every experiment succeeded, these blueprints capture a mind in constant motion, proving that while anyone could be glamorous, only a true visionary could engineer the future between film takes. In this segment, we explore the vulnerability of the single frequency. During World War II, radio-controlled torpedoes were a promising technology with a fatal flaw. They relied on a single static frequency. This mechanism of failure allowed enemy U-boats to detect the exact wavelength and broadcast a jamming signal, severing the control link and causing course deviation. This interference rendered the weapons effectively useless. However, Hedy Lamarr possessed a unique perspective. Recalling Mandel insight from secret dinner conversations in Austria, she understood the military's desperate requirement for a communication link that could not be intercepted or jammed. This insight would eventually inspire her revolutionary engineering solution. In the solution, synchronization, and the 88 keys, we witnessed the breakthrough of frequency hopping. Partnering with composer George Antheil, Hedy Lamarr adapted the mechanics of player pianos to create a secure timing sequence. By using matching perforated paper rolls, the transmitter and receiver remain perfectly synchronized. The control signal jumps erratically across 88 frequencies in a pseudo-random pattern. Since enemy jamming can only target a single frequency at once, the Allied signal effectively evades interference by hopping away before it can be intercepted. This elegant evasion made communication unblockable, laying the essential foundation for modern wireless technology. In Dismissed by the Brass, we encounter the frustrating intersection of genius and prejudice. Despite securing U.S. patent 2,292,387 for her secret communication system in 1942, the Navy and National Inventors Council rejected Hedy Lamarr's invention. They claimed the player-piano mechanism was too cumbersome, but their true bias lay in refusing engineering advice from a civilian actress. Told she could better serve the Allies with her face, Lamarr pivoted. She raised a staggering $25 million by selling war bonds and kisses to sailors. While her image helped fund the victory, her revolutionary digital blueprint was silenced by the very military it aimed to protect. In From Paper Rolls to Transistors, we witnessed the Cold War maturation of frequency hopping. What began in the 1940s as a mechanically brilliant but cumbersome concept finally evolved in 1957. Engineers at Sylvania replaced clockwork with newly invented solid-state transistors, making the system compact and feasible. Bittersweetly, the original patent expired in 1959, leaving Hedy Lamarr and George Antheil without financial compensation just years before its ultimate triumph. Finally, in 1962, 20 years after its initial rejection, the U.S. Navy officially implemented frequency hopping spread spectrum to secure ship transmissions during the Cuban Missile Crisis. A visionary idea once dismissed had transitioned into a vital tool for global security. In this analysis, we witnessed the remarkable evolution from Hedy Lamarr's 1942 patent to modern frequency hopping spread spectrum, FHSS. We have traded the mechanical charm of synchronized paper rolls and clockwork motors for the invisible precision of pseudo-random digital algorithms and microprocessors. While the frequency base has shifted from 88 piano key presets to the 79 Bluetooth channels of the 2.4 GHz band, the fundamental logic remains identical. This comparison proves that while the physical medium has transformed over decades, the underlying mathematical concept of rapid synchronized frequency shifting belongs entirely to Lamarr. Her wartime blueprint remains the enduring architecture of our connected age. In The Fading of the Face, we trace Hedy Lamarr's transition from industry power to quiet isolation. Seeking autonomy, she formed Mars Film Corporation in 1945 to produce complex dramas like The Strange Woman. However, her professional defiance was shadowed by deep personal turmoil. 6 marriages, a publicized estrangement from her son James, and a battle with addiction. Eventually, the toll of disastrous plastic surgeries and legal troubles led to a final retreat. Withdrawing into total seclusion in Florida, Lamarr spent her last 35 years communicating with the outside world only by telephone. It was a poignant final chapter for a woman whose face once defined the silver screen. Delayed Vindication chronicles the long overdue celebration of Hedy Lamarr's scientific foresight. In the 1990s, engineers finally traced the foundations of Wi-Fi and CDMA back to her 1942 patent. Recognition followed in 1997 with the EFF Pioneer Award and the Bowlby G. Nass Award, the Oscar of inventing. Lamarr, noting she was glad her work wasn't done in vain, saw her legacy fully cemented in 2014 with her induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Reclaimed from Hollywood's shadow, she is now immortalized as the mother of Wi-Fi, a visionary whose private intellect invisibly engineered our modern connected digital age. In the invisible web of the 21st century, we witness Hedy Lamarr's tragic irony transform into her ultimate triumph. While society once demanded she be merely seen, her intellect engineered a world of invisible, silent signals. Her cinematic image faded, yet her mind became the enduring infrastructure of our modern existence. Today, every secure wireless connection, every Bluetooth pairing, and every GPS coordinate is a living echo of her genius. This slide, documenting the history of science, honors the woman who refused to just stand still and look stupid. Her intellect invisibly shaped the digital landscape, proving her legacy powers our connected lives.